What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Foxy. Welcome back to the Fox's Den. Getting into another reaction. We are getting into the newest episode of Tokyo Revengers. Just dropped yesterday. Getting into it tonight, Wednesday night. I'm very excited for this. This season, compared to last, in my opinion, is off to a way stronger start. Season 2 seemed to be kind of... I mean, it was still hype in its own way, but I think it was just not as climactic in terms of the info that we were getting and stuff as this one already is the first 3 episodes in. I mean, we've learned a lot about Mikey and his older brother founding Black Dragon. He was the first, leader of the first generation of that gang. He's the one that founded it. And then the background info that we've gotten between Mikey and Izuna, who are apparently half-brothers, and how Izuna has developed this huge envy of Mikey because of Mikey being Shinichiro's younger brother, like his actual brother. Even though Shinichiro was going to see Izuna, that was kind of his only support system out of anyone that he had, because he didn't have really anybody. He always wanted a family. He always wanted somebody close to him. All right, Luna, you're gonna have to relax with that squeaky toy. He always wanted somebody close, or just a family in general, something that he could call his own, of like people, and that he could hold close to him. But he never really had that. So Shinichiro was the only sort of form of support that he had. And that's what kind of developed that jealousy over Mikey, because Mikey had what Izuna always wanted and doesn't have. Even though Shinichiro was still trying to be there for him, it developed this jealousy that he couldn't get past. So far, it's been way more interesting in this first couple episodes of this season, and who knows how much crazier it's going to get. And I've heard rumors from people that read the manga and whatnot, like just from stuff that I've been surfing on the internet, like once this starts, once this arc has started, this season has started, this is apparently like probably the best arc of the story, which is very exciting. So that already excites me even more, just hearing that from people that have read it and whatnot. Nothing like spoiler wise or nothing like cluing me in on what the fuck's gonna happen, but that just a surface level, like, hey, this is gonna be fucking lit. You know what I'm saying? That it gets me excited, and I can already tell because the first 3 episodes has got me locked the fuck in again. Like, it's really exciting me to watch this show again, and I can't wait to get into this episode. We found out last episode that Takemichi can't go back to the future anymore because Naoto's dead in the future, so he has to either change the past. Like what I was saying, I was thinking like he's literally just gonna have to relive these 12 years, and you have way more time now, since that's reliving literally the whole 12 years to do what you need to do, right? Then again, if you go ahead and change the past, then maybe that goes ahead and changes the future to where Naoto isn't dead anymore, and then you can go shake Naoto's hand and like, oh shit, it works again, like I can go back to the future or the present time, whatever. But we won't know that until we see him actually succeed and do whatever he's gonna do. We saw him confirm his worries about that, and he was kind of really losing it and depressed for a second. That's when he thought he was talking to Naoto still, but Naoto probably left or something. Like, that was really confusing to me when I just watched it in the act. But it seems that he took a break or something, and didn't notice that Naoto left, and then he thought he was still talking to Naoto, and then started yapping about what's really going on and how he can travel through time. And that's when Hina overheard and was trying to comfort him, and then she was like, oh, I didn't hear anything, you're good. She knows, she's aware, so she can be an emotional support for him if he needs it, which is rightfully so because that's his partner. But she knows not to dive too much deeper into that. You know what I'm saying? So that's really cool. And that was an interesting way of seeing things. And then that's when we got into seeing Mikey's place, where he lives, learning that Emma's blood brother is Izuna, and that's the connection between Izuna and Mikey and how they're half brothers. So that was some crazy fucking info. And then pretty much after that, that's where Takemichi decided, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. He's decided, that the last thing he said is that he was going to kill Izuna and Kasaki. So we'll see if he actually goes through with that. But then right after that, that's when Division 5 pulls up, and of course, Chief Yu's like, oh god, this isn't good, Takemichi. This guy is the only one that has special permissions in Tomen. And it's like, okay, of course, the guy with special permissions is the traitor. So Takemichi gets his ass beat by him and then kidnapped and taken to this wherever. It seems like just a warehouse. And Inupi and Coco are also there. and they're already beat to shit and they're tied up hostage just like Takemichi is. And he said all the key players are here. Let's get into it. So what the fuck is about to happen, bro? Like, it seems like this is they're about to like interrogate them or torture them for something. Which is I have no idea what. Maybe they're like Izuna and Kasaki have decided to actually target Takemichi and get info out of him. Like, you have to be doing something. Like, you're traveling time, right? Aren't you? Like how Takemichi wanted to figure out about Kasaki. Like, if Kasaki's traveling through time, Kasaki's already one step ahead of you. He's going to confirm his suspicions about you now. That's what I think might be happening. But without further ado, let's just get in the episode and find out for ourselves. If you guys enjoy the reaction, please leave a like down below. Comment, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so the next one's dropping. Let's get into it. Episode 4, Season 3, Tokyo Revengers. Yep. Okay, good. Right back where we left off. To do infighting. Oh, so what Takemichi was calling him out for? Like, there's no fighting among Tomen. They're the only division that's allowed to do that. And he's the best fighter among Tomen? Among captains, that is. He has the perfect background and setup for himself being a traitor. Like, he has a job of sniffing out traitors, and he's a traitor himself. It's fucking crazy. Oh god, here we go. This is gonna get real fucking messy real quick if he doesn't think of something fast. Come back to life. What could that possibly fucking mean? Has she never read him herself?
Emma, お兄ちゃんにバイバイして。
Seems like he knew it wasn't gonna be that fun of a fucking situation, but he was trying to obviously just be a good big brother. What's the reason why he got he got abandoned though? Like, why did her mother say goodbye? Like, why did this all set up in the first place? Was he just always like a problem child or something, and then they just gave up on him or something? Yeah, damn right it is. Takemichi, you are not thought of as a traitor right now. He's abusing his position to do this because he has a position that he has, because he's working for Izuna. I don't think so, bro. Because Mucho specifically said last episode, damn that Izuna for making more work for me. Dude, I'm wondering the same thing, Takemichi. Like, I'm trying to still figure this all out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they're all confused, thinking that they're being interrogated as traitors, but he doesn't give a fuck about that. His special role is allowing him to abuse that power. Yuto Masahiro. The 6 guys that met in reform school. Oh, he's part of that generation. Okay. Damn right. Okay. Alright, so all of the members of S62 founded Tenjiku. Yep, exactly. They weren't victims. Yes, bro. Damn, why is it taking them Takemichi so long to realize this? He even said it while he was beating your ass. Like, damn that Izuna for making more work for me.
ムーチョ君はこの二人をマイキーと先に出会っていれば違ったのかもしれないな。
He holds his
イザナが一斉に戻ってきた今
members of the vicious generation that he met before Mikey. He holds that closer to him than meeting Mikey. Like he said, if you met Mikey earlier, it might have been different.
イザナの考えはどうでもいい。なぜ大治は九重はじめを求めたかわかるか、花垣。九重は金を作る天才だ。
The genius at making money.
イザナが利用したいのはその力。え、金を生み出すのがうまかったのは大治じゃないのか？
No, motherfucker. Yeah, remember, think back to the private meeting that you saw in the future, remember? Toman's wallet, yes, that's what I was just thinking, bro. He might be the key piece to all of this, because he's the one that's... You can't do nothing without money, bro. You can't do shit.
しかもその乾はなぜか花垣の下にいるってこった。だから乾と花垣をここで殺す。ここでこいつら二人と死ぬか天竺に一緒に来るか。
Yeah, these motherfuckers in S62 are not ones to mess around, bro. He means every word he's saying right now.
九重の金、奇跡のブレーン、そしてマイキーのカリスマさ、それを駆使した最強の犯罪組織を作る。
So this is where the true structure of the future Toman comes about.
どうする？九重はじめ！俺はココ君。こんなクソ野郎の言うこと聞く必要ねえよ。花垣。
Oh, this is where he steps up, even though he's fucking facing the dirt, everything, got his ass beat again and again. He gets up like, bro, why you listening to this fool? Yeah, especially since he's the one he's the money. Like, Coco is the money, wherever he's at. Oh, spoken like a true captain, okay? Alright, Takamichi, let's go. Alright, but you got Mucho, who is strong as fuck, and his vice captain that is for now just watching, but I'm sure there's plenty more people here that can whoop your ass. Wait, Inopi knows Shinichiro too? Because he just thought back to Mikey's older brother saying that. Bro, here we go. Oh man, this is always hard to watch. But like, how is he even gonna have a chance? Is he just egging him on to kill him? Because if Takamichi actually dies, I mean, Mikey would probably not like that. Oh lord. Okay, now there's a little bit of a fucking time skip. Thrown in the trash with Inupi, and Coco is not there. Bro, just beat the shit out of him. Oh my god. Can we get a training regimen going on, bro? Can we please get the fuck in the gym? God damn. Damn, he gave in. Bro, did I notice this before? We've never seen Coco get that like frustrated or like stressed and talk like that. That's fucking Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, bro. But that's the only reason why I noticed is because he got elevated in like his voice. Yep. And for that reason, that's a fuck up too, because they're alive and they can relay information to Toman now. This is really gonna accelerate the fucking battle, man. Inupi's voice is very familiar too. I can't put like a face to it from another show though. Not yet, at least. Really? Wow, okay, so that just goes to show truly how close they are, because no matter what, they've always been together. Even in the present timeline as like as Tomen's, you know, dogs, and all of the pasts that we've come to and dealt with them, they've always been together. The 11th leader of Black Dragon? Really? What does this mean, though? Because, like, that's going to separate yourself from Tomen. Like, bro. This is getting wild. Is Takamichi going to take that request seriously, though?
ここさ、もともと慎一郎君のバイク屋だった場所なんだ。え？慎一郎君って
Yeah, see, everyone's connected to Shinichiro somehow, bro. Shinichiro is like a big influence on all of the current players in this story.
俺らみたいな不良にとってさ、ここは集いの場だった。訪ねてくる先輩たちもみんなめっちゃギラついててかっこよくてさ。でもそんな人たちもみんな慎一郎君の前では礼儀正しくて。俺のヒーローだった。
Bro, he had motherfuckers in line too, it seems like. Because he said his elders, like, older than him, his generation. So, maybe that was S62. Like, some of them that were even, like, in line with fucking Shinichiro, bro.
みんなすげえ楽しそうに話すんだ。総長だった慎一郎君のこと、大人になっても昔やったバカなことを笑い合える仲間。そんなチームに憧れた。だからブラックドラゴンに入ったんだ。
It's pretty much just growth as a person. Like, you look back at stupid shit that you used to do, and all you can do is laugh. Like, God damn, what the fuck was I thinking? Or what were we thinking?
イザナが率いるブラックドラゴンにもはや初代の志は影も形も残ってなかった。そして俺もいつの間にかチームの色に染まっちまって。
So this is how he came to be really violent. Because when we first met Inupi in the second season, my man was using weapons and shit. Like, he didn't give a fuck. He was about murder.
そして芝大将を頼った。
I love this episode right now, getting a deeper dive into these two characters that have been relevant and we've known about them, but we're getting way more of a background on them. Like, Inupi and Coco are just like the rest of us, or the rest of Tomen, really, like, and what they were trying to recreate, like, you know, like a gang that they looked up to. They looked up Shinichiro, like, just a stand-up, like, gang of delinquents, you know, nothing like too crazy, but some place to gather and hold morals. You're gonna be both at the same time? This might actually give you some even more, like, valuable reputation, because it was already a huge jump getting to be a captain in Tomen. But if you're both a captain in Tomen and you recreate this, like, legendary gang as the 11th generation of it, instead of just letting it die, that's gonna be fucking crazy. Like, reputation, like, jumps. My life is in your hands. The amount of trust they've built this episode is insane. It's gonna end right here. Ah! So good, bro. That was a great episode, man. Wow. Alrighty, guys. What a spectacular episode of Tokyo Revengers. That was fucking good, man. That was really good. Right in the beginning of the episode, we get right back to where we left off from episode 3, and pretty much just get right into the mix of what is going on with this interrogation and why Mucho abducted them. Now, Takamichi and the other two, for that matter too, Inupi and Coco, were a little confused at first, and that's what was throwing me off, and probably a lot of the audience too, where it's like, okay, is he really being, like, is he really playing his role that, like, it's meant to be for in Tomen? Or is he abusing it? Which, it just kept on leaning to me like, bro, no, he's abusing his power that he has with these special permissions in Tomen, bro. Like, he's gotta be. He's fucking abusing this shit. Because very clearly he said last episode, he said, "Damn, Izuna making more work for me." So right there, I was like, okay, he's the fucking traitor. So that's why I was like, how has Takemichi not noticed this yet? How are we still like questioning, like, if you guys are the ones being like a traitor? Like, no, he's not questioning you because of you being a traitor. He's abusing his power, so nobody is going to question him for kidnapping you guys and doing what he wants because he already has that special power. You know what I'm saying? So right from the get-go, it was slightly getting on my nerves. It's like, how are you guys not noticing this? Like, no, you're not being questioned for being traitors. No, that's the exact opposite. Mucho is the fucking traitor, and he's abusing the power. And that's so ironic, right? Because he has the power in Tomen, where he is usually the one that sniffs out traitors, and that's why they have the special permission of the only division in the gang to be able to infight, which means beat up or fuck up anybody that's in their own gang if they have reasonable suspicion that you are a traitor of some sorts. That's why it's ironic, because Mucho himself is a traitor. And he said himself, maybe if Mikey, and him met a little bit earlier in life, maybe things would have been different. But because he's a part of the same S62 vicious generation of these other 5 guys, including him, or 6 guys, including him, and Izuna has come back into power and has formed this Tenjiku gang, which all of these vicious gang, this vicious generation has formed in that Tenjiku gang. He holds them and Izuna at a higher regard because he met them first and they have a closer bond, probably. No matter how much time has passed that they've been separated or haven't seen each other, like as soon as he knew that they were going into action and this was happening, he's flipped a switch. And that's where he recognized himself, like, maybe if I met Mikey earlier, okay, maybe things would have been different. But that's just not how it worked. Like, I am with my vicious generation and Izuna. Like, that's who I'm fucking loyal to, essentially. So that was pretty much the beginning gist of the episode. And then also learning more throughout the rest of the episode, just like a broader aspect and background of Inupi himself, mainly Inupi, but also a little bit of Coco too. As we learned in the second episode of this season, Taiju taunting Coco in the present timeline, "Are you still Tomen's fucking wallet?" Because Coco has always been really, really smart with money. He knows how to make it and handle it, all that kind of things. And you need money if you're going to be any sort of successful business, organization, organized crime. It doesn't matter. You need the moolah. You need it. So having Coco is essential for whoever he is with. They will succeed in a lot of ways because he has that cash flow, or he knows how to make that cash flow. You know what I'm saying? So he's a very key piece in all of this, obviously. And that's why they wanted him. They stole him, basically, abducted him. That was the true essence of this, is they wanted to take Coco away from Division 1 and have him join Tenjiku. That way they have Coco for the money, Kisaki for his brains, Izuna for, I can't remember what he said. But basically all the heavy hitters that you could possibly ask for in one group. And that's what pretty much ends up becoming the present Tomen. Like, all those players are in Tomen and lead Tomen, basically, like Tomen's top brass. You know what I'm saying? Of the vicious generation and how they rule, basically, in the present timeline. So that was really good that we got that info. I mean, I feel like there was already kind of been hints that Coco was really good with money, but this was way more of an obvious like statement. And so it started finally to click with Takemichi, and then of course he doesn't back down, he doesn't give up. And he tried his best with his fucking hands tied, which was even more of a handicap. But regardless, even if your hands were free, you were gonna get your shit rocked. As Mucho said, he's the best fighter among the captains in Tomen, besides Mikey and Drekken. Probably. Because he said among the captains. It's not including the commander and the vice commander. So, he's a fucking problem. I knew right away. I was like, Takemichi, yeah, keep on this. I mean, obviously, it still proved worth it, because every time he does it, like, it feels like, oh my god, like he's getting his ass beat again. But at the same time, he's inspiring that, like, same drive that some of these people, like, saw in, like, Shinichiro. And that sort of feeling, it's like Takemichi's reviving that in these people. And in this episode, it was Inupi. Inupi like thought back to Shinichiro saying like something similar to what Takemichi said this episode, and that like really fucking jolted him into supporting Takemichi. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking help you. And then that's when Mucho beats both of their asses and just keeps beating him until Coco finally gives in. He's like, all right, I'll fucking go, because he doesn't want them to die. So that's when they were just thrown out into the trash, and you see Coco's not there, so it's like, all right, they fucking got what they wanted. They got Coco. And then that's when we get to Coco and Inupi's hideout. They patch themselves up. They have a pretty deep conversation about Inupi, you know, looking up to Shinichiro, as a lot of these hoodlums have, you know, and, you know, different scenarios or different times. And it seems Shinichiro is a constant in terms of inspiring a lot of these guys, but maybe even the Vicious generation itself too, because Izuna is a part of that Vicious generation, just like Mucho, just like, you know, whoever else. I think Shinichiro even had those motherfuckers in line. Like Shinichiro even had respect from them. You know what I'm saying? Where Izuna looked up to him and was jealous enough of Mikey because he looked up to him so much that this is kind of where we're at now. So Shinichiro definitely had respect from pretty much everybody, which is just like why it's a damn shame that he's gone. But this is where Takemichi and Inupi can really connect through that story that Inupi was telling about, you know, they're literally in Shinichiro's old bike shop, but it's like abandoned, you know? Very interesting, you know, turn of events, and him revealing like his own vulnerability and like what he has always really wanted, and how he was influenced too by the 8th generation Black Dragon, which was Izuna, and then Izuna telling him, okay, support the 9th leader as well, the 9th generation, which was Madarame, I think his name is, or something like that. And then eventually like Taiju Shiba as well, but like trying to go in some sort of different direction, but still wasn't the best, because that's when we first met him in season 2. Very violent guy. Like that was the first like grasp of his personality that we got, was just Inupi is violent. I think the first scene we saw him in was he had a fucking knife, and it's like, okay, we got weapons involved now, this guy's not fucking around. And same thing with like, you know, at the church battle, he literally used like some sort of fucking pipe to fucking whack the shit out of Mitsuya. Like, he don't care, bro. So you can see how he was influenced by Izuna and like the older generations of Black Dragon, and he admitted that himself. So that's really good self-awareness, and that's where we got to this conversation where he was like, what I've always wanted to do is revive like a generation 1 Black Dragon, like that same feeling, that same vibe and like inspiration that I felt from Shinichiro. That's the same sort of thing I want. And he felt that inspiration again when Takemichi fucking said, like, as he usually does, doesn't give up even though he's gonna get his ass beat. This is where they can connect. This is where he kind of, you know, says this crazy idea and proposal, like, you should become the 11th generation leader of Black Dragon, like revive it. And then Takemichi, he's crazy enough, after they were talking, like, that's the end of the episode, he's like, all right, I'm gonna be the captain of Division 1 of Toman, and I'm gonna be the fucking 11th generation Black Dragon leader. Which, if that happens, like I said, is insane. Like, the amount of reputation and respect that's gonna go up for him is gonna be crazy if he can actually pull it off and prove himself worthy. And I would love to see that, and if it does happen, fucking great. But can we multitask a little bit and please get the fuck in the gym? Please, some sort of training regimen. Start fighting Mikey and Draken every fucking day until you finally get like one good hit in or something. Like, even that would be enough training to be able to handle your own in most of these fights with some of these delinquents, besides like the heavy hitters, like the Vicious generation and stuff. But at least you could fucking hold your own, bro. Please, for the love of God. That would be a great idea, but I'm not too hopeful on that scenario. But we'll see. I don't know, maybe. I just think that's a good idea. I just think it's a good idea. Get in the gym. If you're gonna be fighting and throwing your fist around so much, you might as well have some sort of fucking understanding of how to use them and build them. Like, I don't know. So just an idea. But that's pretty much where we're at for Tokyo Revengers so far. What a great episode. I really love diving deeper into Inupi and Coco, and then seeing Takemichi and Inupi connect, and now with this goal in mind of being captain of Division 1 and reviving Black Dragon and being its leader. So Takemichi is in for a fucking ride, I'll tell you that much. So I'm excited to see how this plays out, man. I can't wait for next episode. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, please leave a like down below. Comment, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell so you know the next one's dropping. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all be good. Deuces.